Oh, hello. So all members of NIC's college community are bound by the Community Code of Conduct. It's your responsibility as a member of the campus community to treat everyone with the safety and respect that you deserve. So to circle back to our Community Code of Conduct, I'm going to read the preamble. North Island College is a vibrant community involved in teaching, learning, applied research, and other educational activities. The college is committed to fostering a culture of integrity, mutual respect, and responsible behaviors to provide a welcoming, safe, and inclusive environment for all. And this is really important to us here at NISU. So if any time that you're in a NISU meeting, a NISU event, and just in general on your campus communities, and this includes our online communities. So I'm going to share with you our Discord space a little later on. So the Community Code of Conduct comes into effect in our online spaces as well. And that also means your online meetings like today and your online classroom spaces as well. So if any time you feel uncomfortable in any of your college community spaces and want to learn a little bit more or disclose your discomfort, feel free to contact your students union. My address is there, and we're going to keep using the office at nisu.ca as well. When you email that address, you're reaching the whole staff team. There's 3 of us, and we'll support your concern and the process to de-escalate as best we can. Which is really great. We're going to support you well. Is what I mean. So, if at any time anything makes you feel uncomfortable, and sometimes that discomfort is as little as like, "Ooh, that just didn't sit quite right with me," feel free to check in about that. We want you to feel welcome and safe in all areas of your time here at NIC. So what we're going to do here today is we're going to acknowledge the territory, introduce your staff team, your elected students. What is the Students' Union? What do we do and how do you fit in? And then have some opportunities for questions and answers at the end, and share throughout how to stay in touch with us. So the North Island Students' Union is honored to acknowledge the territories of the combined 35 First Nations, the Nuchalnuk, Quaqua, and Coast Salish peoples, on whose unceded lands we learn, live, and play. So on the screen here right now is the word welcome in 4 different languages of the Nuchalnuk, Quaqua, Ligata, and Coast Salish peoples. And Rebecca's just put in a really great tool, Whose Land. It's a great way you can put in the city that you're calling in from right now and get informed on whose land you're calling in from. With campuses in Campbell River, Port Alberni, Comox Valley, the gifted name of Mihalaquila in Port Hardy, and a learning center in Ucluelet, we cover the largest catchment area of all the post-secondaries in BC. So we're honored to acknowledge territories of 35 distinct First Nations. So we've got the largest honoring of the post-secondaries in BC. So it's a great moment to use that tool in the chat bar and take a second, because I know some of you are calling in from Sabalis and Port Hardy, or pardon me, Port McNeill it was, Karen. So that's a good opportunity to just get in touch with the communities that you're in. So why do we acknowledge land? As we engage in processes of reconciliation, it is critical that land acknowledgements don't become a token gesture. They're not meant to be static, scripted statements that every person must recite in exactly the same way. They're expressions of relationship, acknowledging not just the territory someone is on, but that person's connection to the land based on knowledge that has been shared with them. So I shared earlier today that I'm calling in from Campbell River today. So here it's the Way-Wakaiwe Wakum First Nation. And I'm connected to the land here, and I feel honored every time I come to visit. We're at a really neat time for growth here in Campbell River. Our Indigenous Welcome Center has just gone through a massive set of renovations and quite a bit of growth. And right now, several murals are being added to this space. There's a mural being painted on the outside and also on the inside of the Indigenous Learning Center. And it's just a really amazing opportunity to build connection with the culture in our area. So just take a deep minute and think about the traditional land keepers from where you're joining our call today. So this is us at an orientation a couple of years ago here in Campbell River. We have an amazing outdoor amphitheater space here at this campus. Please feel free to ask the questions via the chat box, and we're going to have some time at the end as well. Hi, I'm Carissa. I'm your executive director. I've been here, I've just completed 7 full years. Just started my 8th year here at the Students' Union. I love it here. I love talking about the Students' Union and all the work that we do. It's my role to be the institutional knowledge keeper and to help our staff and elected students understand the structure of our organization and how best to contribute to the organization. Joanne, our organizer services, is out working in the Campbell River community right now, getting deals with local businesses, and I'm going to talk about the Deals app a little bit later on. But she's out on foot trying to save all you students some money, which is amazing. And then Rebecca, our organizer advocacy, give us a wave, Rebecca. Rebecca's up there on the screen. She's calling in from the Courtney campus right now. So we all have distinct areas of work. So Joanne works on the services, the health and dental, the Deals app, some of the swag that we're going to show you in other places as well, like our handbook. And then Rebecca works on our advocacy. So working with students that want to navigate the policies of the institution, but also the advocate work of our organization, working with the college, the municipal government, provincial and federal governments to ensure that the rights of the student are being considered when we decision make. We are a student organization run by students for students. So this is some of your student elected board. So we've got 6 board positions who are elected from among 25 elected union representatives. So we've got Nicholas as our accessibility and equity director, Mercedes is our communications director, Elfie is our community director. Alex is our Federation and Governance Director, Vincent is our Internal Relations Director, and we currently have a vacancy in our Services Director role. You can see on the bottom there is that office at NISU address. All of our directors have addresses. All of our addresses are on our website as well. But again, if you just send your concerns or comments or joys to the office address, we'll direct them to the most applicable person. So now that we've got all those introductions and things out of the way, welcome! Super excited to start fall off. This photo here is from Cameron Lake on our way to Port Alberni. It's just a lovely spot for us to stop partway through on our drive. We're going to use some QR codes throughout this presentation, so feel free to have your device ready and open up your camera app and you can hover over the QR code. But we'll also be placing those links directly in the chat. And then in the chat box on the where it says type your message, to the right of that is 3 dots. At the end of this presentation, you can click on those 3 dots and download the whole chat so that all those links are there available for you too. And then again, sometimes I get a little fast, I go a little auctioneer. So if you've missed something along the way, you can email us at that office address and we'll happily share whatever link or information you were looking for. So all credit earning students at North Island College are automatically members of North Island Students' Union. Now I say all credit earning students only because our elder college is excluded. They don't pay fees, so they're not part of the Students' Union. But if you're working on any number of credits, then you are a member of the Students' Union. That QR code there is going to take you to our website. And like I mentioned, the large piece of the pie there is all NIC students. That's you folks right now. And then we've got space in our elected membership for up to 25 union representatives. And then from those up to 25, we further elect up to 6 to the board of directors. And then all NISU members are members of the British Columbia Federation of Students. So I'm going to pause here for a second, and this QR code takes you to the We Are BC Students site. We'll throw that in the chat as well. So the BC Federation of Students is a federation of 15 public post-secondary schools from across the province. We're a pretty little organization, so we wouldn't be able to afford many of the things that we can work on. And by being with the BCFS, we're able to pool our resources and our energies. We have over 170,000 voices strong when we're together. So the BCFS really likes to use the term stronger together because we truly are. So it is this membership that really helps us access services and connections and our advocacy work with that chorus of voices behind us. So almost everything I'm talking to you about today too is also in our Union app. We host a dedicated app that only folks with an @ North Island College address can access. So students and staff only can access this app space. I did receive a notification just shortly before popping into this meeting that the app is actually experiencing some slowdowns today. So if you do pop in today, it might not be full functionality, and I invite you to pop back in tomorrow. They said during the email that it's going to look better later on. So, but all of our resources are there, and also many of the resources of the institute. You can find direct links to the Employment Center of NIC. You can find links to the Library Learning Commons. You can find, we have emergency food services. So you find yourself partway through the month and suddenly you don't have enough money for groceries. There's a link there so you can access a gift card to Loblaws after filling out a form, and then we'll make that available to you either on campus or we can send that out to you in the mail. There's other questions on the form like, would you like some no-cost menstrual products? And then we also help you access the community food banks as well. The Students' Union donates to each one of the community food banks because we know our members are accessing those services, so that's a way that we can help support those important community features. And so there's a wide variety of resources in the app, as well as all of our events are listed there. So we're just plugging in our events now. So over the next week, you'll see more things populate in there, information about our clubs and other resources. So a really great way to just stay connected. There's also a campus wall, so you can just pop in and say hi and check out what's going on. A good place to sell your used textbooks as well, and look for ride shares and roommate situations. Again, because it's only North Island College students, you just know that you're actually speaking to like a real live local person. So another service that falls under Joanne's area of services is our swag. So things like our pens and pens, pencils, highlighters, notebooks. This one that I held up earlier is our handbook. So this one's really important. They just arrived on campus yesterday, so we're really excited. So we'll have those out on all of our orientation tables, and they're in all of our offices as well. They're in libraries and at student services, so you can stop by and grab one of those. I know we all have calendars on our smart devices in our pockets, but sometimes that just the visceral writing something down makes it stick a little bit more. So it's a really great resource to put in when that term paper is due. When is that exam, so that you just hang on to that. And then the front section of the book is also what we call a handbook. So we've got pages from your Students' Union, pages from NIC, and then also pages from the BCFS. There's the handbook right there. Better than me showing it up on the screen. So this a wonderful photo was by Spencer Anderson in the marketing department at NIC from our Courtney campus. So the Deals app I alluded to earlier that lovely Joanne is out doing some legwork for today here in Campbell River. It is a separate app, so I'm promoting you to have our Union app and then also the Deals app. The Deals app is in collaboration with other schools in the BCFS. So there's provincial-wide deals, such as the Cal Tire one up on the screen, the Mark's Workwear World. The most important one, I think, is just sliding off the screen a little bit right there, is 30% off a Domino's pizza. I actually just used that one last night and had a pretty good stack of pizza at our house. School's expensive. So this is a way that your Students' Union can support keeping a little more dollars in your pocket. So if you have an idea, do you know some amazing, your favorite tea shop down the road? Mom and pop businesses are the best ones for us to work with. So if you have an idea, share them with us and we'd love to go talk to them about it, because there's no cost to the business to participate beyond the cost of the discount itself, and then we get to promote them in our app and on our social media. And it's great to promote our businesses that support students. All right, the biggest of our services, and the one that I think I've got 3 slides for. So the chunkiest service that we have here at the Students' Union, and the one that people recognize us the most for, is our extended health and dental plan. So, and there's a whole section on our website for it too. We'll put that up there too. So for all of our students that are full-time, which is currently defined as 9 or more credits or 6 months or longer trades vocational training, you are, has the screen gone black for everybody? CJ is commenting the screen's gone black. No? Okay. Okay, great. Thanks for clarifying. CJ, maybe pop out of the meeting and pop back in. So for all of our full-time members, you're mandatorily applied to the Extended Health and Dental Plan. Coverage will begin September 1st, but you won't be able to use the plan until October 30th. This is called a blackout period. So while you will be covered, you won't be able to access any direct billing, you won't be able to log in online, and Green Shield doesn't know you exist yet. So if you have any questions about the plan until October 30th, you need to ask them to us at the Students' Union, and then after October 30th, Green Shields knows you exist and you can ask them questions. This is because students come and go during the first month of September, so we have to wait for a stable enrollment date, and then we have to gather all the data from the college and transmit that to our provider. So it just takes that much time to happen. But services that are accessed from September 1st onward, the eligible ones are eligible for reimbursement after the blackout period ends. So you can hang on to any receipts from services and seek reimbursement after October 30th. All of this information is on our website. This is a lot for you to soak in at once. And again, this is one of those really great areas that we want you to ask more questions. So feel free to contact us. Oh, now I've gone dark. What's that? I stood still for too long. So hang on to those receipts, and that QR code is going to take you right to our website there as well. There's also a phone number up on the screen. Our published phone numbers, the ones that start with 778, they're text or they're cell phones. So feel free to text us if that's an easy way for you to communicate, or feel free to call us. CJ, can you please mute your mic? So I'm going to speak a bit about the fast facts of our Extended Health and Dental Plan, which services are included. So eligible for students who begin studies in September or January. Our summer start students aren't included. Costs $275 for 12 months of coverage. So that works out to be less than $23 per month of coverage, which is incredibly economical for the amount of coverage that you get. This is because of that partnership with the British Columbia Federation of Students. So we share our plan with Vancouver Island University Students' Union, Selkirk College, and a couple other small community colleges, so that we're all together in that one, because if it was just us trying to afford this plan, we wouldn't be able to do it. So this is where Stronger Together really works for us. Students can add a spouse, common law or otherwise, for the same price, $275 for the year. And to add family, 3 or more, is $480 for the year. Adding a spouse and family is going to happen after that enrollment period. So that's going to happen about mid-October. You'll receive an email and have 30 days from that date. So don't panic about adding your family at this time. Just keep that price in the back of your head as you roll through your financial plannings for the fall. So student and any family that are added are eligible for 80% coverage of basic dental services to a maximum of $700 for the year, 80% coverage for a maximum of $2,000 for the year on pharmaceutical, and then the paramedical appointments, you get up to 6 appointments at $50 per appointment, but that's 6 appointments with physio, 6 with massage therapy with a prescription, 6 with chiropractor, acupuncture, naturopath, and more. So that's a really key area. I find you probably just changed your life. You used to be in the workforce and now you're probably sitting in a desk, or maybe you're in early childcare education and you're leaning over and doing things that your body wasn't used to doing anymore before, right? So making sure that you're taking care of yourself while you're in school is really important. That's the whole reason why we advocated and did this work to add this plan back in 2015, is that we want you to be able to focus on your education while you're here. This is part of your rights to education, or that you're not in pain while you're trying to learn. So being able to get that, cavity dealt with means you're going to be able to focus on your term paper that much more, right? So take care of yourself. And then the other big piece, what we put some spending into, is the mental health area. Coming to school comes with all sorts of emotions. Even when you're super excited to be here and are happy to be on this path, it's still a big pile of change to be here. You've paused your work time, you're making different family and social commitments than you were before, and all that can come with some emotions. There's really great services at the institution to access on-campus counseling, and then this benefit here is that you can have access to up to 7 appointments with a mental health support, such as counselor, social worker, or psychologist, and that coverage is $75 per appointment. It says over 7 appointments. It's like 7.75 appointments are covered right now. So, but take advantage of that and just get that, again, that take care of yourself while you're going through. Another important part is vision coverage. It's hard to learn when you can't see the board. So go get that eye exam, and there's 125 towards prescription glasses or contacts. We have deals with some of the online companies as well, so that you can get glasses for $125. We also include travel insurance for up to 90 days. This is especially awesome for our co-op students and students that are traveling as part of their education. And then if you become ill or injured while you're studying, there's access to a tutor. There's also a comprehensive life and accident insurance policy as well. So like I mentioned, this plan is mandatorily applied to all full-time students. So the current definition again is full-time is 9 or more credits or 6 months longer trades vocational training. Most often one course is 3 credits. So most often that's 3 courses makes full-time. What we're finding, though, is there's a couple of competing things going on here, is that many of our students are adults before they come back to us. The current average age of NIC students is 26. The likelihood that you're earning, that you're out in the workforce while you're learning, and potentially have either little ones or elders that you're caring for is pretty high. So we're hearing more and more about students that are taking 2 courses at a time. We're hearing more from students who are taking 6 years to work on their 4-year degree, right? That's how you balance the realities of life. Education also costs a lot more than it used to. So you're likely going to need to be working while you're at school. So we are calling a referendum and providing official notice on September 6th, and voting will be September 20th. We would like to seek the opinion of our membership about this definition of full-time. Other schools in our federation have already had this referendum as well and have moved to considering full-time at 6 or more credits. So that would include 2 classes. One of the other main pieces that we're talking about this is right now our students who receive services from the Department of Accessible Learning, they're considered full-time at 6 credits, and that's off the federal loan guidelines. They're also considered full-time at 6 credits. But right now, the process for our students in Department of Accessible Learning to access these benefits is quite full of barriers. They have to know about it, so they've had to listen to us somewhere along the way and get that information because they're not automatically included. So then they have to self-disclose to us at the union, access a form, take the form back to their staff member at the Department of Accessible Learning Services to have it signed and confirm that they received care from that department. Bring it back to the union, then we communicate to the college to have that fee applied to their student record. So there's a pile of steps in there, a pile of barriers in front of our members who already have many barriers when accessing education. So what we'd like to do is if we lower the definition of full-time to 6 credits, those students are automatically enrolled. We no longer have to have this multi-step process to include them in these benefits that everybody should have access to. I will stand on my tiny soapbox for a minute, and I wish that this wasn't the work of my organization at all. In an ideal version of our healthcare system, this sort of thing would be included in our medical services plan. And we can see our society getting closer and closer to that with the recent addition of dental care, and that's going to be unfolding into our provincial services over the next couple of years. We're the only socialized healthcare, only nation with socialized healthcare in the whole world that doesn't include socialized pharmaceutical coverage as well. So while you can go to the doctor and have your appointment covered, the important medications your doctor prescribes aren't covered. And that's a big hole in our socialized system, in my opinion. So ideally, we'd be moving forward to a place where tiny organizations like your student union weren't having to manage a health and dental plan. We're not there yet. So in the meantime, we want our health and dental plan to be as equitable as possible. And in my opinion, moving our definition to 6 credits would really bring us closer to that equity. You're going to see us over the next few weeks talking about this quite a bit. So we'll be out handing out free things every single week until voting days and including voting days so that we can get your valuable opinion about this. So again, the QR code that's going to take you to our health and dental page, and I know that Rebecca has been awesome and put that in our Slack channel, that's what we use to talk amongst ourselves at work, Slack, but pardon me, our Blue Jeans chat here. And so the referendum question, the one that's going to be in your ballot that's delivered to you on September 20th via your student email address is, are you in favor of updating the definition of full-time studies to 6 credits or equivalent? So yeah, that will be delivered to everyone via email in a secure format so that everybody who's studying in Port McNeill and over in Ucluelet can participate as well. All right, advocacy. This is Rebecca's wonderful area and my area as well, a key important part of what we do. Most often the staff and faculty at NIC have your best interest in mind. But if you feel your rights to education have been affected, you can contact your students' union to help navigate through the policies of the institution. Your students' union also sits at the table while these policies are being written and developed. So we understand them, right? So I didn't know before I came here I was going to end up a policy nerd, but I absolutely love reading policy. And so it's not always easy to understand, especially if you're emotionally attached to the situation. It's hard to read those words in a way that doesn't fit, it's just not always easy to navigate those things when you're in a moment of tension. So the whole purpose of your student advocate is to help you understand those policies and help you understand your rights and also your responsibilities. There's responsibilities in being a student at NIC and being a general member of our society. So we're able to help you understand what those responsibilities are. If you visit your college website, nic.bc.ca, just search the word policy in that top bar. There's a whole deck of policies that mandate how education is delivered to you. And also, like I mentioned in our earliest slides, 3-06, our Community Code of Conduct. So there's a lot of support about what your rights and responsibilities are while you're here at the college. A really important part that I really want you to understand is your course outline, sometimes called the syllabus, mostly called the course outline here at NIC. This is a contract between you and your instructor. So it must contain the office hours and availability of your instructor, how your student performance is going to be evaluated, what grade scale is going to be used, and then other relevant policies. There's also a statement in there about how to contact your students' union, and that it's your right to contact your student union. And that needs to be included in every one of your course outlines. So it's really important in your first few days of learning to have a good look at your course outline, make sure that this fits with what you're expecting to learn. And then it's also really important in your first few days, does this instructor really fit with how you learn and what you want to learn? You've got some days in your first early days. If this course isn't for you, you can drop the course without any financial implications. You can seek a refund for your first few days. And then later on in the semester, there's another date where you can drop the course without any academic impact on your transcript. So those dates are really important to keep in mind as you navigate through your first early days of your course. We will post those dates on our social media to be that little nudge, like, hey, you having a good time? Now's the time. Check it out. So I was talking a bit about responsibilities. One of your responsibilities is academic integrity. This QR code here is going to take you to the Learn Everywhere site. Rebecca is going to put this Learn Everywhere site in the chat as well. This Learn Everywhere site, is such an important resource. I really recommend you become familiar with this site and just navigate it. There is an academic integrity module for you to work through. It doesn't take very long, but when you get to the end, you get a certificate. So it helps your instructor know that you know what your responsibilities are as a student. Academic integrity is everyone's responsibility. And this great meme on the left Rebecca made for us, if you get good grades from cheating, the reward is not yours to celebrate. Okay, and cheating, isn't, that's a big thing, but academic integrity can also be some of the finer details. And it's about how you perform your citations and how the structure of your term paper is laid out. So it's really important to work with your instructor, refer back to your course outline and see what citation guide your instructor is asking from you. Is it APA? And get that information. I think it's my next slide. These fine folks at the Library and Learning Commons, let them be your friends. They want to talk to you, and they want to read your paper, and they want to help you stay on track and make sure that you are citing in the correct manner. There's more than one great service to access for writing. There is the in-house writing support with NIC staff, and there's also a great service called Right Away. The Right Away service takes a little bit longer. I'm gonna bounce between 3 slides right here. The Right Away service is online for all undergraduate students in BC. So you want to be a little more prepared and give yourself another I would say a week on this one to get your feedback. Don't leave this one to the end. We're our in-house on campus writing supports. You've got a little more flexibility with them, but you don't want to leave yourself to a crunch time. Check in with them. Your appointments are 1 hour per student per day. Check in them often. You know, and again, they want to talk to you. They want to work with you on your work and help you get the best out of your learning experience. Other great areas of the Library and Learning Commons is student tech support. I highly recommend that you learn how to get your student email sent to your phone. If you've got 2 separate email addresses, you're going to forget about that student one, and you're going to miss something that's important, which could be your referendum ballot from Missions Union. But it could also be important events and wonderful resources such as the Library and Learning Commons. So the student tech services, they've got a great section on this part of the website that will run you through those steps. And if you get stuck, they'll work with you to make sure that you can get to your email. Just cut down all those extra steps that you need to do so that your life is a little more streamlined. There's other great workshops and events through the LLC as well, so including appropriate citations and academic integrity in general. This is also where you can book study space. There's the individual study spaces in each library. Oh, sorry, friends, 1 second. I didn't silence my landline. I forgot about that one. There we go. And other space bookings, study space bookings. There we go. Sorry about that. I totally forgot about the landline. All right. Okay. So another great and important area at NIC is the Department of Accessible Learning. So we talked a little bit about those students earlier in their rights about accessing the health and dental plan, but what does this mean? So if you're a student with documented disabilities or diverse abilities, when you self-declare to the Department of Accessible Learning, you have rights to accommodations. It doesn't mean all self-identified students. This is our students with documented needs, and this can help students with learning disabilities, mental health, neurological, chronic health and physical, visual, deaf and hard of hearing, and more. So the accommodations might be more time on exam, a quiet space for your exam, access to a screen reader, speech-to-text writing, and all the other adaptive technologies that are going to help you have the same learning rights as the non-disabled student next to you. These are not it's important to not be extra time or more time on an exam. It's the time that you deserve and is your right to access to perform to the same level of the student beside you that is undisabled. So don't be shy about accessing these services. Just be upfront and get in there early and get the services that you need. This is a great department. They're caring and compassionate humans that want you to succeed at your education. Events. Well, you're at one of them right now, so good job. We're going to be on campus next week too. So we're really excited to be in our Comox Valley and Campbell River campuses. So in Comox Valley, we'll be outside of Discovery Hall on the 6th. And then on the 7th, we'll be outside of Tyee Hall. Our offices are in Tyee Hall, so you'll get used to finding us in front of Tyee Hall. And then in Campbell River, we'll be in front of the main entrance on the 6th, and then we'll be in the student commons on the 7th. And then right now, we've planned yoga every week starting September 20th, lunchtime. This is for the whole campus community, so this is staff and students alike are welcome to attend. This is in the Stan Hagen Theater in the Comox Hall. And then we're working on programming in the Campbell River campus as well. So this is an important place to refer back to your campus app, and you'll be able to see all of the events that are coming together. We also will have several lunches, and we'll have breakfast planned in September and then lunches planned in October. So again, a great place to keep your eye on the campus app so you know which day not to bring a lunch. When I was first talking about the Community Code of Conduct, I talked about that this applies to our digital spaces as well. We have a Discord space, so this is your online student center. So you can find channels for unique areas of learning, such as our computer programming, mathematics, philosophy, physics, all have their own unique channels. So you can start up a study group and talk to other students in your decanal area. There's also like a memes area, a memes chat. Share your pictures of your pets. Like it's just a place to connect and find other common ground and other students. It's off the hook. I don't know how it's still ringing. 1 second. That's amazing. Um, this is this started during the pandemic when we weren't able to have our student lounges on campus, but it's a really great tool, and we're going to keep this ball rolling forward. We invite you to join us here on Discord and share your favorite student memes. You're also going to find your clubs and some club information in here as well. Social media, we're on it everywhere, so pick your favorite one and find us. So we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. So you can find us on all those channels. Rebecca just put the links directly to us in the chat. That's the bulk of what I have to say. So this is the questions time. Does anybody have any questions? Awesome, thank you, Miss. I'm going to take no questions as I was succinct as possible. And not that I've bored you to tears. And again, if anything later, the minute we hang up this call, you're like, oh, I did have a question. Please, we love to answer your questions. So fire off an email to our office address, download the campus app and message us on there. We've got lots of channels, so find us in your favorite way and we'll love to answer you. We'll throw the Calendly link back in as well. You can book those chats with us. There's a 15-minute chat. So you can just book a 15-minute chat and just be like, what did you say about the health and dental plan? How do I add my family? Ask those questions there in a way that you can access us. And then when you see our office with the lights on, feel free to stop by as well. Like I said, we're going to be at all those orientation spaces with our swag and things, but if you miss us or you don't come to orientation, you can come by and grab your pen and pencil from the office. And if you're in Port McNeill and we're not going to see you, then we'll also send it to you. You can send the office address and email, and we'll send you a welcome package as well. Although I know, Karen, you're going to come to Port Hardy and see us at Mihalik-Wheeler, so. Oh, thank you. Rebecca just reminded me about our by-election. I was talking about our up to 25 union representatives. We do have some vacancies right now. So we are calling a by-election. The notice will be the 16th of September with nominations opening. 1 second. Nominations open on the 26th of September. So if all of the things I was just talking about excite you or intrigue you, there's an opportunity for you to become a union representative yourself. So we have a committee of the whole meeting each month, and union reps are eligible to be paid $35 to attend. That's in recognition of a fair wage to attend the hour-long meeting and de-escalate or prep beforehand. And then that vacant seat on the board of directors, that'll be up for by-election at our November semi-annual general meeting. So the student that steps into that role is eligible to attend our board of directors meeting once a month. So that is 2 meetings per month. The board of directors meeting is $65 to attend, again at that fair living wage for prep, attendance, and de-escalation. And then our board directors can earn $21 an hour for up to $20 or 20 hours a month. Sorry, so attend events, host a campus event, go to meetings, go to committees, and get paid for it. Learn about the structure of our democratic organization, learn about the student movement locally and provincial-wide and federally. There's the potential to attend meetings from the Canadian Federation of Students, or the BC Federation of Students, pardon me. The BCFS has a general meeting in January, so our union reps are welcome to attend that. So that's a weekend-long meeting in Richmond. Then you get to meet students from around the province, which is pretty exciting. Yeah, the services director is tasked with learning about our services, so would know how to talk about swag, would know how to point students with health and dental questions to the right staff member and to the right information, and that sort of area. So if that's something that you're interested in, you can get in touch with us and we'll give you some more information about the position and about the potential, and then set you up with the nomination. The nomination for our digital learners, if your classes are nearly or all digital, we ask you need to get 5 other students who sign your nomination form to say, yeah, we think that Karen is going to be totally awesome to talk on our behalf. And then students who are on-campus learners need 10 students to sign on their behalf. And sign is actually a digital form as well, because that's the way the world is these days. So yeah, so just keep that in the back of your mind as you kind of roll through early September and you're like, oh, I like that student union thing. I'm going to go check that out. Or I want to build my resume, or I want to earn some casual, hours throughout the month. Then that's a great place. One of the wonderful wins is that for our international students, the hours served on campus to your students' union don't add to the 20 hours per week you can work in the community. So you can work both of those positions, and on-campus work doesn't affect that 20-hour block. So there's a potential to earn a bit more while you're an international learner. So if you have any questions, reach out and contact us about that. And nominations open September 26th. And Rebecca's put in the governance link to our website, so you can read through our board minutes there and see what sort of things do our board discuss and make decisions about. And you can, there's quite a few years there of board minutes if you want to get into it, but you can also book a time to chat with us about it too. All right, does anyone have any questions? If not, we can let you go have lunch.
I don't have a question, but I do want to say thank you all very, very much for going through our orientation together. It's pretty fantastic that I get to do this at the same time as some students. So I'm pretty excited about that. And I learned a ton about the great work that you folks do. So thank you for your work, and I'm looking forward to seeing everybody around campus.
Awesome. Thanks, Craig. So yeah, exactly. I just want to echo what Craig said. I'm really glad that you folks have took the time to connect with us. I hope you've learned something about your students union, about life at NIC. Yeah, and if you want any more student hacks, follow us on social media or come and talk to us.